Okay, another Guitar Talk showcase. This time, Cenmo. Relatively new builders. Probably in the last 10 years, maybe. Started showing up on my YouTube feed really in the last year. I'm all the time watching guitar videos, looking at a variety of models and brands and stuff like that. But this brand showed up. Watching JP Cormier video one time, and that just led to kind of exploring the brand a little further. So these builders are China based. It's a very small shop, about 10 luthiers, very small, overseen by a master luthier essentially, building their own stuff, and it's quite good. This is the first one I've ever seen here in Newfoundland, and I just walked in the local store, and I basically head down to the back to kind of talk to one of the fellows that worked there. He was in his office, and as I was walking down, I noticed the case kind of laid there, and it said there's a tag on it that said custom shop Cenmo, and so I said, well, where'd that come from? And he said, you know what that is? And I said, yes, I do know what it is. Basically, it was brought in for consignment. So we got to play it for a few days, kind of popping in and out of the store. It was on my mind. Something brand new, unique, whatnot. And I managed to strike a deal and brought it home. So, about this guitar. This is a custom build. So you can go on their website. They kind of have some standard models like 18 style, 28 style, different body styles as well, like a concert series, dreadnought, all that stuff. But you can also do a custom build. That's what this is. This is basically a one-off. Someone else went on, ordered it, got it to the spec that they wanted. So the spec is, we have what's called ancient spruce. According to their website, this is spruce that's at a minimum of 1,000 years old. The color that you see is a darkened color, like a grayish brown type thing. But that's, from my understanding, this is the natural tone of the wood. Over the years, and I think it was, the environment that the wood was kept in for years has just caused this sort of shading. So spruce top, mahogany back and sides. You have a mahogany neck with a volute on the back there. Gold tuners. The guitar is bound in maple and abalone. It's also bound in maple around the headstock, and that's the writing for the brand. Camel bone, nut and saddle, and bridge pins. You've got ebony fingerboard and bridge, abalone dot inlays, rosette, and there's a center strip going down the back. It looks almost like Japanese style strip. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there it is. And there is no end pin. I have the end pin there, or the the strap button to put on, but they don't automatically drill a hole in the base of the guitar. I kind of like that. So some excellent work. It feels good. You can tell this thing is put together really well. One of the main features of the brand is they have a neck system that allows them to be able to adjust it easily for neck angle. This particular model has a floating fretboard end. So this section here does not touch the top. There is a small gap between the top of the guitar and the neck. Their thing is it allows for easy neck adjustment for the neck angle. There's a tool you can use, turn, adjust, tighten, all that stuff. And the other piece to it, they say it allows the top to move freely. Now, I don't know if I could ever hear the difference of that. However, it's something unique for their build. Now, this is a D-45 custom, meaning the bracing pattern underneath is like a D-45, a Martin D-45. I got my doubts it's exact, for legal reasons, but it's basically a 45 style. With that also comes the binding, so you get abalone everywhere except for around the fretboard, and that's probably because where this is not attached or glued on to the top, they don't have inlay here, which I think you would see on a 45. But anyway, you got the abalone around, then you have your maple, and then you also have abalone that continues on around the whole body, front and back as well. And that's characteristics of a D-45 style. It is not a D-45. D-45s come with spruce and rosewood. This is mahogany. So it doesn't sound like a 45. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to have some characteristics of it and some looks, I guess. Anyway, bottom line, this is definitely a new brand for me. And it feels good. It sounds good. It's unique. I think right now they're only really hitting the market here in Canada and starting to really hit the market. I think over in the US a little bit. They are showing up for sure. Sean Brock has a YouTube channel. He's after showcasing a couple of these. He's a big bluegrass guy down in the United States, and he quite likes them. But anyway, it's a great build. Sounds good. It's one of a kind. The case is a gorgeous case, and built to a spec that a customer ordered. So I'm just going to play a few sound samples for you to hear, get a sense of what it's like. The strings on this are lights, the Dario XS lights. It's what was on it when I bought it. I haven't changed it yet. I will go up to mediums eventually. These strings are a little more worn, so not too trebly, but still kind of bright. But anyway, I'll just play a few snippets for you. So tonally, definitely got the mahogany tone for sure. It's a lively guitar. Not sure how well that comes through the microphone. It's a good balance, but I find there is a lot of overtones with the mahogany here. It's different than the other mahogany guitars I have, for sure. It feels good, like these 1 3/4 nut width spacing is great. The action is super low. The setup on it is good. I think once I go up a gauge, that might adjust the neck just slightly where it should be at the right place for me with that extra tension. So I think that's going to be fine. But overall, for the money that I paid for this thing, for a custom build by hand, they use a lot of CNC technology for precision cuts and things like that. However, it's put together really, really well, and you can tell by looking at the inside, like there's no like fraying of wood. You don't see anything that's not sanded. There's a lot of care and detail gone into this. A lot of people don't like stuff that come out of China, and I get it. For a long time, stuff that came out of China, especially for instruments, just wasn't great. However, the stuff that's coming out of China, Japan, Indonesia, other countries that we probably wouldn't even, we don't see a lot of the guitars around here, but there's so many builders and so many luthiers that are good at what they do. They own their craft, and that's just it. I think a part of what ruins our perception of some of the builds that come over our way is stuff that's kind of done by American builders who source out factories overseas, give them a spec to build by that is affordable for the parent company, and will give them whatever they need in their market. But that also means, for example, Epiphone guitars. I have two instruments here that are remakes, reissues. The Excellente and the Frontier. They are great guitars. They sound good. They look good. The fit and finish is good. But they are not what they could be. And they're not what they could be because Gibson does not allow them to build exactly to spec and without limits to what they can do for the money, for the market. That's why builders like Hsienmo, Eastman, for example, they don't have any limits. If they want to put nitro finish on their guitars, they can. If they want to use polyurethane, they can. If they want to have a certain thickness to their bracing, to their tops, to make it to their spec, they're free to do that. That's why those guitars don't sound like an overseas guild, an overseas Epiphone. Other guitars that are, say, I don't know, PRS, for example. Court guitars, like there's limitations put on those instruments for quantity, get them out there into the market, but also to sell at a certain level. So they're not going to put the money into building it to be the best it can be, but to serve that place in that market. So guitars like this do not represent everything that comes out of China, but it does represent what can come out of China. And I have no issue with taking this into a jam or into a room with other players, with other named instruments, and what's well known, and taking this out of the case and having a good time with it, playing some music. None whatsoever. It sounds good, it'll keep up. So anyway, that's my little bit of guitar talk. Hsienmo, if you don't know anything about him, look it up. Leave me some comments or questions about anything, by all means. I didn't tell you what the finish was on this. It's polyurethane. It's a UV cured gloss. It is not thick. The website says they only go to a certain thickness. It's like 0.2 or 0.02 millimeters to 0.04. It's the same thickness for the nitro finish. It's very thin. Everything vibrates very well, and it breathes. You can tell that it do breathe. Anyway, Cenmo guitars. Check them out. Take care. Bye.